Finally!
That's what we've been waiting for!
Well, here's hoping that we don't have to wait that much longer. But regardless, welcome back, true believers and all you merry Marvelites out there, to another very exciting Marvel games related video. And for today's news, we're not just going to be talking about any Marvel game, but rather it's one particular Marvel game that has been heavily rumored and highly anticipated ever since October of 2023. And if you're someone who's a die-hard fan of the Marvel Spider-Man games like I am, then you obviously know which Marvel game that I'm referring to. That is none other than the heavily speculated AAA standalone Venom game, which may potentially already be heavily in development by Insomniac Games. And based on this latest PlayStation news report, there is now a slight possibility of us potentially seeing an official announcement of this possible Venom spin-off game to be revealed relatively soon. So if you desperately want to see the continuation of Insomniac's interpretation of Venom in his own standalone spin-off game, then definitely be sure to thwip the like button and subscribe to the channel for even more Marvel Games videos like this down the line. So to fully dive right into this news is that we do have a brand new article from GameRant.com, which does a great job of recapping and analyzing all the major news beats that have been occurring lately for PlayStation. Whereas the article goes on to break down is why June's rumored state of play could be a big one. As if 2025 wasn't already exciting enough for the gaming industry, with what titles have already arrived and which are still to come, there are now rumors circulating that a PlayStation state of play could be happening in June. In a recent post on X, industry insider Jeff Grubb disclosed that a PlayStation event would be coming in June. But he was sure to clarify that he isn't sure if it will be a state of play or a big boy showcase. Nevertheless, it would make sense for another state of play to happen in June, as the second event of the year usually occurs around May or June. Now, if this article was just another measly PlayStation rumor, then I would ignore it completely. But the main source of this PlayStation news does come directly from Jeff Grubb, who, as you should all know by now, and who I've already brought up within several videos in the past, and pretty much every time he ends up reporting on something related to PlayStation, it almost always ends up coming to fruition. And based on his absolutely stellar track record, I have no reason to doubt him this time around either. But more importantly is that if a state of play is happening in June, there is little doubt it will forego showing off one of its crown jewels, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Currently, Death Stranding 2 is slated for a June 26 release. So if the rumored state of play occurred just weeks ahead of its launch, it could not only set the stage for the rest of the showcase, but also build hype for the sequel's launch. Death Stranding 2 has already released a couple of rather lengthy trailers largely showcasing the game's story. But of course, Death Stranding 2 isn't the only ace PlayStation may have up its sleeve for the rumored June state of play. Firstly, there's the long-awaited Ghost of Yotei, which won't be launching until this fall, but could still use another trailer. Then there's the recently revealed Destiny 2 expansion, The Edge of Fate, which has renewed interest in the MMO since its unveiling. And finally, there's Insomniac's upcoming projects, which include Marvel's Wolverine and a rumored Venom game that hasn't been outright confirmed by the developer. Needless to say, there are a lot of highly anticipated 2025 games swirling around right now in the gaming sphere that could use the state of play as one final push for their marketing or an initial announcement of what is still to come. For now though, the state of play remains a rumor, and likely will until just before the event takes place. Even if it isn't a state of play, however, whatever the rumored PlayStation event that Jeff Grubb was talking about will likely show the world something they've been waiting to see. And I, for one, sure as hell hope so. Despite the fact that PlayStation hasn't necessarily been quiet as of late, considering that they have revealed quite a lot in recent months, like the release dates for both Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei, we haven't really seen or heard about any type of upcoming PlayStation presentation like that of a state of play or a major first-party showcase. The only major gaming showcase releases that we do know about as it stands right now is the upcoming Xbox showcase as well as Summer Games Fest, both occurring in June. But meanwhile, PlayStation has remained dead silent. So not only do I think it would be a smart decision from Sony's front to go ahead and host their own individual first-party gaming event, but also be sure to make it an event that's worthwhile. So at this point, you're probably all asking yourselves, what exactly does this have to do with a potential Marvel's Venom game? And interestingly enough, the answer is quite a lot. Like we all know by now is that Insomniac Games have stated time and time again that they are currently all hands on deck working on their next major AAA game with that of Marvel's Wolverine, along with them saying that we're only going to end up seeing footage of Marvel's Wolverine in action when the time is right. And even with this case of the rumored PlayStation event in June, I also don't think that that time would be now. You see, Insomniac Games have already officially confirmed for Marvel's Wolverine that it is going to be a complete full-length standalone experience, which pretty much means that it's going to be in the same scope and scale as what we previously saw within their main core Spider-Man installments from that franchise of Marvel's Spider-Man 1 and Marvel's Spider-Man 2, rather than being a much more smaller scale spin-off game like what we previously saw in Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. So given the overall scope and scale as to what type of experience Marvel's Wolverine is shaping up to become, I genuinely don't think that game is going to launch until the very earliest in fall of 2026. Which now brings us back to this Venom game, where if you want to learn more about how I think Venom could possibly return within Insomniac's Spider-Man universe following the events of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, I've already made several videos going over that exact topic. But more to the point as to why I think this game could be revealed soon is actually pretty straightforward. Similar to the concept of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, this heavily rumored Venom game would presumably be in the same scope and scale as what we saw within the Miles game. And because of its more compact package, as well as the fact that Insomniac already has a fully detailed Venom moveset that they can expand off of, there is a possibility that we could see an official reveal trailer for this Venom game with a scheduled holiday 2025 release date. And that would also explain why Insomniac has only said that they are currently all hands on deck for Wolverine, because they have yet to officially announce that they are working on a Venom game. And the only way to officially announce something that big would definitely be fit for a PlayStation event. And on top of all of that, from a more clear-cut point of view, is that Insomniac Games themselves have been relatively quiet lately in terms of any official updates regarding their upcoming games. So it would be nice to at least hear something from Insomniac Games during this rumored PlayStation State of Play. And if that something just so happens to be a Venom game reveal trailer, then I am going to absolutely lose my mind. In the end, everybody, there are quite a lot of exciting rumblings happening recently in regards to PlayStation. And despite the fact that absolutely no one over at Insomniac, Marvel, or Sony have said anything about any type of upcoming PlayStation State of Play or showcase happening in June, all eyes are going to be on them if something does end up happening next month. But until that time comes, we're just gonna have to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the absolute best. And with all that said, everybody, that's the video I have for all you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. On a scale of 1 to 10, if a PlayStation presentation of some kind does end up occurring next month in June, how likely do you think it is that we could see a Venom game be unveiled during that event? Let me know what you think, be sure to leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel Games videos like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, stay merry Marvelites, and until next time, peace out.